Welcome back, YouTube. My name is Eric, and today we are on the Appalachian Trail. I think the shelter system here on the Appalachian Trail has gotten some bad press over the years, so I'm here to set the record straight. We're going to climb up here to the Quarry Gap shelter, which I think is the most beautiful shelter on the entire Appalachian Trail system. So follow along and let's go check this thing out. There's a lot of rain forecasted tonight, and I'm glad we got a safe place to sleep. Maybe you haven't done much hiking on the Appalachian Trail, or maybe you've done none at all. But one thing this trail is known for is it does not beat around the bush. Look, goes right up straight up this mountain. There's no switchbacks or anything. There is a spring at this camp, but it can sometimes run dry, so I'm carrying this extra water just in case. And even with a heavy bag and this extra water, I still only think it's going to take me about no more than an hour and a half to get to camp. And since I lost my cook stove in Idaho, I'm still relying on boiling water for cooking. So we have that to contend with. Once we get to camp, we got to start a fire pronto, because with the rain coming in, we got to get that water boiled for dinner. So that's going to be goal number one when we get to camp. One of the things that I've really grown to appreciate about Pennsylvania recently is its rich diversity of plant life. Look at these acorns here. There's a whole giant tree full of them. This is the type of thing that lets all these wildlife live in this area. Beautiful, healthy acorns, fresh from nature. The Appalachian Trail has over 100 shelters along the length of it. And today we're going to visit the nicest one to show you guys that not every Appalachian Trail shelter sucks. There's some nice ones out there. We're going to Quarry Gap. Feels like I'm walking in a green tunnel. That wasn't too hard to get up here, but it's after 6 o'clock. Rain is coming, so we need to get some sticks because we're relying on boiling water for dinner tonight. So let's gather some firewood and then we'll do a tour of the place. This water will be boiled in no time like this. Let's give a quick tour of the place. So this is like the standoffish look. You can tell the place has like a resort vibe to it. It has a bench and a bear box with its own roof. It has a picket fence with a welcome sign. It has these 2 tent platforms right here. It has this cute family of tortoises and gnomes. It has this tree stump turned into a table. The stump has a gnome hidden inside of it. And this beautiful potted plant. And a decorative yellow ducky. And this friendly welcome sign. And we've got this little broom to sweep out our area. Logbook. Pamphlet. Leave no trace principles. Around the corner here we got double 6 dominoes, chess checkers, and a deck of cards. There's a separate picnic table with a roof on top of it on the other side. Here's this pretty cool ornamental sundial. And this decoration here, this gnome is king of the castle. This toad here is the king of the spring. And of course, this fabulous porch swing. The Quarry Gap Shelter here is a really nice place. And here are the people that keep it great. Jim Staunch, the innkeeper. Bill Eberwine, Raisin. And Lance Sourbar, cowboy. Thank you to these 3 men for keeping this space awesome. We're going to enjoy it tonight. Alright, we're just making a lot of smoke at this point. I think our water is good and boiled. Let's put it in the ramen and get that cooking. Time out, because a guy literally came up to camp at this point and took my water. So this next scene is me explaining why I didn't do any filming the night before. If you remember last night, I had my water jug sitting on the fire pit just like this. 4 empty gallon water jugs and a dry spring. Nothing in there at all, completely dry. So when I noticed that he's taking my water, I'm like, hey, that's my water, you can't have that. And then he acts incredulous, like, oh, somebody told me there was plenty of water jugs down here at the shelter, so I just thought that that was a water jug for me to use. Now I can see how he can make that mistake because there's the 4 empty water jugs there, but there's no water at this shelter. Whoever told him that there was water in the jugs misinformed him. Or whatever, the guy took too long, somebody had used it in the interim, whatever, there was miscommunication. But he took my water. So I'm like, hey, I need that water, man. You can't have my water. So he's like, blah. And I said, look, buddy, when I was walking up, there was a stream about 10 minutes down the way. It's not too far. You can go and get a water source there. Take these water jugs down there and carry up some water. So he says, all right. So he goes down. I don't know how far he went down, but he comes back a couple minutes later and starts calling me a liar. There ain't no water down there. There ain't no water down there. And I'm like, whoa, calm down, dude. I said, you show up at my camp, take my water. I try to help you and tell you where the water source is, and then you come back and call me a liar. I said, we're just going to have to end this conversation right now and agree to disagree. So anyway, needless to say, that makes for a really uncomfortable rest of the night. So I didn't do any filming. A rainstorm did come through. It was wonderful. Here's a little picture of my sleeping situation with the lights. It was beautiful. The rain came through. It was awesome. And then guy hung out this morning and just didn't leave until like 10:30. But this is the second time I tried to film how awesome this Quarry Gap shelter is, because I want everybody to know the Appalachian Trail does not just have crappy shelters, it also has really nice shelters. And this Quarry Gap shelter is one of the best, if not the best shelter on the Appalachian Trail. So I wasn't gonna let this guy spoil the film. I had considered like just not releasing it, but I was like, no, I need to release this film, man. I put a lot of work into getting up to this point, and so I just waited around this morning for this guy to leave so that I could film this conclusion, and here we are. We're gonna head out. We're gonna walk back to the car. I wanna thank everybody for following along. If you like being outside as much as I do, don't forget to hit the thumbs up.